Hi guys, welcome back to Fiery Love 1111. I'm Tessa. Now I just posted a video on energy and what it is, what it means, and talked in depth about who I am and the steps I took to get to there. Okay, I do know it was a pretty vulnerable video to make. I said some things that I don't really tell very many people at all, but I want to be as honest and open and truthful on this channel as I possibly can, because I want to help enlighten you and help you find your path and connect more to the universe too. And I think that can only start by me, doing the best I can. So one of the things I talked about on the other video was ways to meditate. And one of the ways that I like to meditate is one of the very first ways I started to meditate. I can't even really I don't know how I came to this conclusion, but it really works, because I wasn't used to what meditation really is. I always thought you had to sit cross-legged on the floor and quiet, or have certain music and whatever, and that was the only way to meditate. And learning how to quiet your mind, it just wasn't an easy process for me. It really wasn't. It's really hard to quiet your mind with our day-to-day lives that we live, and our families and work environment and things like that. It can be difficult. But one of the ways I started, the best way I can tell you that I did this process was about a half an hour or so before I was supposed to go to bed, which I know isn't easy for everybody. You find what works best. If you can set an alarm for maybe a half an hour before you wake up or something like that, or if there's a certain time in the day that you can try to squeeze in a little bit of time. Even 15 minutes is good. It's better than nothing. But what I did was I just learned to, I laid down on my bed, and I would lay in like an X pattern or whatever, where, your legs are like this, they're not touching, and your arms are out on your sides, right? And so like no body parts are touching each other. Your legs aren't touching, your arms aren't touching your sides. Nothing is touching anything else, right? And then you just close your eyes. And of course you're gonna have to be awake for this, so that's why I say try to, condition yourself to try this, 15 minutes or half an hour, whatever, before you actually have to get up. Make help yourself start this process, or before you go to bed, before you're really tired. Get into this process of, just trying this method, okay? And this did work for me very well, and I'm going to tell you a story of what happened after I did this, okay? Now, so you just, lay with your arms and legs kind of spread like an X or whatever on your bed, and just quiet your mind. It does take practice doing that. You just, if the thoughts come in to your mind about, I forgot to, put money in Jimmy's lunch account, or gosh, I forgot to put my clothes in the dryer, let those things just go, let them in your mind, and then just like push them away, and just say thank you for the reminder, and I'll make sure I do it when I'm done. And just keep clearing your mind out like that. And eventually you're going to condition yourself to clear your mind as soon as you start this process. It works rather easily, okay? And then when you're laying there and your mind is now clear, just start to feel your body. You know, close your eyes and just lay there and, you know, maybe listen to your heartbeat. You can feel your fingers, your toes, your legs. You know, you'll feel your body, right? And then eventually, the more you do this, eventually you're going to start not feeling these things. The feeling of your arms and legs, while you're awake, it will go away and you'll start to feel your energy expand. You'll start to feel more aware of what you are as a soul. Okay? Now, like I said, it does take time. Maybe some people will get to it faster than others. And now that all is depending on how much you want it. It really is. If you have a lot of any fear, any doubt, any skepticism in your mind, and you know, the process is going to take longer, honestly. But if you can open your mind, quiet that mind, and get rid of any old belief patterns, anything you've been taught. You know, I keep saying this on my videos, get rid of all those old belief patterns, whether it's religion, upbringing, it doesn't matter. Just let that go. Okay? Close your eyes, feel your body. You'll feel the tips of your fingers gently. You'll feel your toes wiggle, whatever, you know. You'll feel your tummy. And then eventually, you'll start to feel this energy system around you, and you won't feel your body. You will feel yourself as a spirit, as energy, as a soul, however you want to describe it. You will feel yourself as energy. And once that process really kicks in, it changes you. It changes you because you realize just how much we are connected, not just to each other, but to the universe, to spirit. We're connected to our higher selves. We're connected to our past lives. We're connected to each other. So try this process, okay? Try it every day. And if there's days that you forget, you know, just don't worry about it. Don't condemn yourself. Don't chastise yourself. Just do it the next day that you can. You know, get into that conditioning of just learning what it feels like to be energy. It's not in your body. Okay, your body is of this 3D world, but your energy is so much more of that. Once you start to do this process, you will feel expanding. You will feel this energetic body of yours expanding, and you will feel like so much more. You will be connected to so much more. And then these processes of wanting to learn more about yourself and learn more about the universe, what energy is, what it feels like, how expansive we are, how unlimited we are, it comes to you much faster because you are letting yourself go within your body and just be energy. Just be energy. You can even say that to yourself. I am energy. I am energy. Okay? It is an amazing experience, and I definitely recommend that you try this process. Try it. Okay? This is what worked for me. And it was an easy, relatively really easy thing to do. It really was. Now, with that being said, when I did this process, I'm going to tell you something really amazing. You know, I was also reading all those books I told you about in the other video. I had read a bunch of books, done a lot of research, questioned so many things, you know, about life in general, about energy, about the universe, about what we're made of. I had all these questions and really wanted to know. Okay, I really wanted to know, like, how this works, what it means. I pushed the limits, the boundaries of our limited conditioning in this 3D world. And when I did so, you know, I started also looking into out of body experiences. I read into that. I thought, you know what? Okay, I'm skeptical, right? You know, yeah, I'm a medium, I'm a channeler, I'm an intuitive. Sure, that's all well and good. But there's still a part of me that was skeptical. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted proof too. How this works. I wanted to be able to trust myself how this works. So I kept asking the universe, you know, show me how to do these things. Show me how to connect with this soul spirit of mine and connect to this universe, right? And I had read a bunch on out of body experiences, parallel reality jumping, all kinds of funny stuff. And there was a time when I was doing this meditation where I was laying on my bed. I was awake. I was completely awake because I learned to condition myself to do this at a time when I wasn't going to be sleepy, right? Okay. And I was just laying there and I saw myself like sit up. I walked over to a wall and I literally, like, there was this little space of a wall between my bedroom and my bathroom, and I saw myself. I was still laying on the bed, completely lucid, completely awake, but my eyes were closed. But I literally saw my spirit sit up out of my body, and I walked over to this wall, and I just boop like that, and I stuck my head through the wall, and I came back out right away, and then boom, I was right back in my body. And at that exact moment, I realized I had experienced an out-of-body experience. I had realized we are so much more than our souls and our spirits. I didn't need to do that when I was dead because I was alive. I was alive when I did it. I had an out-of-body experience. And it was the freakiest and yet coolest freaking thing I'd ever experienced in my life. It was freaking the bomb. I can't even tell you how freaking cool it was. So the more I did this, the more I wanted to do it and the more I wanted to learn. I'm like, oh my God, this is like totally confirmed everything I knew within my being, that we don't die, that, you know, it's just energy. We change form, but we don't die. We're spirits, we're energy, we're alive. We have so many unlimited possibilities, right? You know, and like that experience just confirmed all that. It was the coolest flippin' thing I'd ever experienced. And I knew there was more. And it's also why I did those Life Between Lives sessions, to expand that knowledge, expand that awareness, expand and get rid of all those old, ridiculously closed-minded box systems that we're raised to believe, you know, that we just live and die and we're dust. You know, I'm here to tell you, like, that's my experience. I'm not lying. I'm telling you the exact truth. I'm putting myself out there and telling you these things because I want you to try it for yourself. I want you to try it. You know, if you're really willing and you're really ready, you know, jump past that fear. Tell fear to fuck off. Excuse my French, but do it. You know, tell fear to fuck off. And say, hey, I'm ready to find out more. I'm ready to find out more about what I am really made of. And you'll be so surprised and so happy and so there's an unlimited, you know, endless possibilities to that experience, to any one of these experiences. You know, we don't die. We're energy. We're beautiful, beautiful energy. And it's so amazing. It's so amazing. So I highly recommend trying this, you know, give it a shot. What's it gonna hurt? What is it gonna hurt? You know, the worst thing that can happen is nothing can happen. But I don't honestly think that. I don't see that happening, because every time you meditate and every time you lay down and start to feel yourself as more and more out of this 3D body and more as energy, you do have experiences. You start to have these images come to you of past lives, and you don't probably even realize they are past lives, but the connection will all come together. It probably will, like it did for me when I had my life between live sessions. Those images I was seeing as I was meditating were confirmed in the life between live sessions, and it helped explain so much of what's going on in my life, and so much of it helped explain fears that I had been having that were coming to me, and I didn't understand why I had these fears. But the life between live sessions also helped show me why that happened, because we all take a little piece of every life we've ever lived with us. So this life that you have right now has a piece of every past life you've ever had. It can be thousands of years, it can be just a few hundred years, it can be just a few lives, it can be hundreds of lives, it doesn't matter. You take a little piece of every life with you, okay, as a soul memory. Some of them are traumatic, some aren't, okay? And you find these out, you find these things out. You know, when I did these meditation sessions of just laying down in my body, I would start to have these visions of these knowings. Okay, now they're visions and knowings. It's a knowings of, there's like bits and pieces of lives that I had in past lives, but I didn't understand what they were. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. I didn't understand what they were. I'm like, I knew that was me. I knew it was me, you know, sitting at the bank of a river and washing clothes, and I could feel the soap. I could feel, you know, the lye kind of rough soap, and the water flowing down, and the clearness of the air. The scenery around me was very clean and pure, and I was just washing clothes at a river, okay? And I didn't understand where that came from. I didn't understand it. And, you know, of course, I just thought, well, maybe, I don't know what it was. I didn't know, so I just, like, set that thought aside. And, you know, I didn't ever forget how that happened. I didn't forget what that was, what that experience was. I still remember feeling every little part of that experience. I remember it. The details of it are mind-boggling. You know, I knew it was a lye kind of soap that was made roughly. And I knew the smell of it. I knew all these things within this vision I had, and I didn't understand it, but I accepted it. Okay, that's the thing. I didn't dismiss it as weird or whatever. I just accepted it. And then the more I meditated, the more I had all these different visions. And I remembered one time also that I had this vision, you know, like I said this in another video, of me falling off a building. And, oh God, it was so weird. It was so weird. And I had it, and I wondered if that's why I was, you know, afraid of heights, right? Okay, I had this vision of falling off a building. Oh, well, that could, you know, be a very reasonable explanation of why I'm afraid of heights, right? So I had, yeah, just these really weird visions. And then as I was going through this process of meditating more and more, and I was just getting more and more curious about that whole life between live sessions. It was great reading it in a book. I wanted to learn more. I already had put my head through a wall as a soul, came back out, and I was fine, right? So, oh my gosh, what else is there? You know, oh my God, it was so freaking cool. I want to do something else. So I went and did this life between live session, and of course I did 2 or 3 of them of the sessions. But I remember in one of the sessions, my spirit guide had taken me to a past life that was very traumatic. Now, and I'm just going to talk about one of them, but I mean, I guess if I have time, I could talk about a couple of them. But the one that I remember the most was, you know, falling off a building, and I remember the heights and being so scared and screaming and falling off that building. And then that was it. You know, I don't remember landing or anything, but I did fall off that building, and I knew I had died. And when I did this life between live session, it took me back to that day. And I experienced that again. I experienced that death. And then had this life between live session, or I was in between lives, you know, I was in between lives. And I got to experience what it really meant to be a soul, what it really meant to be energy, and what it looked like. You know, what it looked like. It blew my mind, but it was so cool. But I was so ready to learn more that, as cool as it didn't scare me. It was mind-blowing, yes, but it didn't scare me. And one of the things that I learned is how we look as souls. Now, how we look as souls is not what this 3D body presents to us. This 3D body presents to us in this way, with eyes, nose, mouth, ears, skin, whatever, you know, to help us get through the lessons that we need to get through on earth, right? As souls, we don't have that. We don't have eyes. We don't have ears, voice box, nose to smell. We don't have the taste buds, but we are energy. So picture that. We're energy. We are light. We are shadow. We are malleable. It changes. It changes as we grow. We don't have eyes. We don't have a voice box to talk. We don't have ears to hear the smell, because we're energy. So we don't need to talk, because we talk with our minds. Right? We talk with our minds. It's telepathic. There's no body. There's no body. It's just energy. Now think of how expansive that is. You know, if that's what we're made of, then what do you think we're capable of? We're capable of so much. We really are. We really are. It's amazing. So try this process. My question to you is, you know, how willing are you to be open and try it? How willing? Are you willing to set aside the dumb, I don't want to say dumb, but our fears, our anxiety, our preconditioning bullcrap, and learn something more about ourselves? Learn something about what energy really is, what we're made of. because it's beautiful and it's amazing. And you'll want to know more. If you're anything like me, you'll want to know more. You'll want to just, oh my God, I put my head through a wall. And I was fine. Weird energy. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. So push yourself. Keep asking those questions. Keep trying. You know, as you're falling asleep and even as you're waking up, you can be in that zone to feel more than what our 3D bodies are. You'll feel more. What is more? You'll feel more. So are you willing to try? You know, if you really want to know. Can you push past that fear and just experience that? Ask your spirit guides for help. Ask for help and they can guide you and show you. That's fucking amazing. I put my head through a wall and I'm fine. It's freaking amazing. All right, guys, I love you. Things to contemplate, you know. We are all amazing energy. We are limitless. We are boundless. It's what we are. All right, guys, I love you. Don't forget to comment below, please. I'd love to hear all your comments. And I will talk to you soon. All right, take care. Bye.